Hello! Thank you for joining me on the Staggered Paths walking tour, an augmented reality guided tour of the Cherry Street Pier and the Race Street Pier, municipal piers number 9 and 11. Before we get started, I'd like to go over a couple of things. This tour will take just over 15 minutes, so be prepared to walk for that amount of time, knowing that we will be going outdoors. You will be using my voice and this video as a guide. If you have headphones, it is preferable that you use those. Though not necessary, it'll just allow for the audio to be clearer and will be less disruptive towards others. This video is streaming from YouTube, so you may want to join the Wi-Fi at the Cherry Street Piers. You can also use cell phone data. During the walk, it is very important to remain aware of your surroundings. Things that appear in this video may feel as though they are happening in real life. Be sure to be extra diligent about your surroundings, particularly when moving up and down stairs. Additionally, since we are performing this walk during a global pandemic, it is very important that you remember to leave 6 feet apart from the people around you, even when the spacing is not the same as it is in the video. I encourage you to press pause at any time to allow people to pass, to climb upstairs, or to catch up with me. Stay safe, and press pause if you need a second to gather your things. And when you're ready, let's begin. Thank you for trusting my voice to guide you through this space. Listening to me and following this map is a vulnerable experience. Thank you for sharing your time and allowing me to guide you. Although my voice is disembodied, it travels close beside you. It snuggles up in your eardrum, and I travel with you, just a bit out of sync. And yet, nothing like this has ever happened quite before. Last winter, I created this video for the exhibition that was set to be in the spring. My friend and I walked in silence. It was cold out. It was February, and it was weeks before the pandemic shut everything down. Oh, look up. The screen. It's wonderful. All the lights in between here. Isn't it great? Anyway. The world is different now, and it's hard to know how. Between when this was recorded, to the time I voiced it over, to this moment you and I share now, all of those times are collapsed into one. With this video, we are seeking location. Together, a little bit out of sync, we will find solace in the here and then, the now and the yet to become. Okay, so this is a moment where the walk actually splits a little bit. There is now a restaurant here, and so you can't enter through these doors. So just go to the left and walk through the open air portion over there. You will be exiting from the same entrance. We began our walk following the railway tracks that ran through the Cherry Street Pier. Both the Cherry Street Pier and the Race Street Pier were marine terminal railroad ports at the height of the golden era of industry in Philadelphia. This was when Philly was the third largest city in the United States, at a population of about 1.6 million people. What's different here, and what stayed the same? What is the common language? How can we talk across history? Let's start heading back inside. What comes and goes from this place that couldn't back then? On the day that you stand looking across to the other pier, there's lantern flies, cell phones, plastic buttons, tubes of lip balm, artificial hips, some plants, and all other sorts of things wandering through this place. What came through here then that couldn't now? 1/3 of what flowed through here was textile, coming and going from industrial Philadelphia. Ships left carrying automotives. Ships came bringing oil, grain, sugar. And then Philly moved away from being an industrial city The building of the I-95 interstate sectioned this area off. When it did, these ports lay empty for a very long time. Many businesses tried to own this waterfront. Corporations would try to buy it, and the plan would inevitably fail. The mob got involved. Eventually, the city did take advantage of these piers, and now they are the public space that we use today. Let's check in. How are you feeling? How are you feeling today? Today with my voice, in this space, and your phone. Spend a moment with your phone. How is this little device changing time? How is this little device changing space? Is there public space online? I'm starting to feel lonely in my echo chamber. As my personal data is tracked and collected, and I am made to feel like my private life is in the public domain, I feel that what I am missing online is not necessarily privacy, but something more like public space. Do you believe that public space exists online? Although, not all spaces on my phone. Did you see that wonderful indentation of a cinder block in the concrete? This is a moment where my friend and I are made visible, our shadows, in the evening light sun. But a recording is always partially in the past, and it is time to go to the Race Street Pier. Here is a wonderful mess of barbed wire. This audio recording was made on a rainy day in a small and cozy room. I am speaking to an abstract you, which essentially means I am speaking to myself. I will never experience this walk with you. There's something a little sad about that, but yet I am still walking with you. As we walk along Christopher Columbus Boulevard, it feels important to address that we are walking on stolen land of the Lenape. Stolen land that was then worked by human beings who were stolen. I just wish that this street had a different name. After people who actually lived here, instead of celebrating this greedy man who committed genocide. History is always in the process of being revisited and revived. It is the ghost that is always here. If history is not acknowledged, well, it finds a way. And protest is a dress rehearsal for making a society worth living in. Now we are on the Race Street Pier. These trees here all get names. And bow ties sometimes. And look, This one doesn't have a placard. No placard. See? While you watch this video of the past, it is actively being shot into outer space, to a satellite, where it is being shot back down to your phone. This video is space traveling. Every phone call is an astronaut. When this was filmed, the sun was so bright that it linked together all of these benches and garbage cans and trees, and it made them together like a long chain. What are the shadows doing now? Sundials used to tell the time. They don't work at night. I want to learn how to be a better listener. What do you hear today? What does it sound like? I think that sound is place, perhaps more than the other senses. That what you hear is where you are. You cannot shut your ears. For survival, animals create a harmony, and in that harmony, they literally tune to the environment. I wonder if that's what we're doing on some level when we make music, harmonizing with our environment. What would it be like if people designed human things to make harmony with the world around it, instead of just being louder? Is it possible to tune a city? Did you see that little jump there? That was the camera reloading for another video. I saw this meme the other day of a dog, and it showed the dog doing something admirable and sweet for a person, and it was captioned, "We don't deserve dogs." Sometimes I feel that way about this planet, like we don't deserve Earth. It is so incredible to be here on this rock in the solar system. Like, it's really such a cool world that we're in. Check out this bench. I love how they're kind of placeholders for people who aren't there. Park benches are always waiting. They're waiting and waiting and waiting, and now we're stepping over a big, great hole. And walking back to the Cherry Street Pier. We're nearing the end of our walk. There is no point. There is only time. Do you feel located? On the day me and my friend were walking, the sun was very bright. The sun was making the street golden. This video is a time capsule. In 10 years, this will still be a time capsule. To be revisited and to always change. Not to end on a one-liner, but this walk ended with my discovery of Philadelphia's urban cowboys, as we were greeted by one at the entrance of the pier. Riding horses through the city, contemporary streets primed for cars, they seem to be calling back to another time. Thank you for your time. Have a great day. Bye.